online, on the TuneIn app, and on your smart speaker. Play Shock Radio.
This is Shock
News.
It's 10 to 11 on Sunday, the 23rd of November. This is your Shock News Update. I'm Alfie Mulcahy. National security advisors from the UK, EU and US will meet in Geneva later today to discuss Donald Trump's peace plan for Ukraine. Keir Starmer and Donald Trump confirmed their teams will work together during a good and constructive call last night. The Prime Minister has raised concerns about proposals that would see Kyiv give up territory and a path to NATO membership. Mr. Trump says it's time the fighting came to an end.
I would like to get the peace. It should have happened a long time ago. The Ukraine war with Russia should have never happened. If I were president, it never would have happened. One way or the other, we have to get it ended.
Rail fares in England are going to be frozen for the first time in 30 years. The government says millions of travellers will save hundreds of pounds. It'll apply to season tickets and return journeys between major cities. Transport Secretary Heidi Alexander says the changes are part of plans to rebuild a publicly owned railway network.
The Chancellor and I are acutely aware of how important affordability is to the travelling public, and so when it comes to the rail network, we're determined to ensure that hard-working commuters and families can keep more of their hard-earned cash.
Shock News Update.
Sir Keir Starmer has urged anyone with information on the Jeffrey Epstein case to come forward. It's after Andrew Mountbatten Windsor failed to comply with a letter from the US Congress requesting an interview about his friendship with the convicted paedophile. The former prince has been criticised by American politicians who claim his silence speaks volumes. Congressman Suhas Subrahman says Andrew's evidence would help their investigation.
It seemed like he'd been very engaged and friendly with Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein, and so he must have known a lot about their business dealings. He must have known a lot about the victims and who was victimized, as well as other perpetrators of the crimes, and I would ask him about his involvement as well.
Shock News Update.
Also today, the Prime Minister has confirmed the UK will host the G20 summit in 2027, saying it's a chance to shape the global agenda. 19 of the world's biggest economies, as well as the European Union and the African Union, will come together to drive worldwide growth and investment. G20 members have created around 200,000 new jobs in Britain over the last 3 years. Every secondary school in England is being given £1,400 to refresh their libraries. It's hoped the plans will tackle the sharp decline in the number of teenagers who read for pleasure. Just 33% of young people pick up a book in their spare time, compared with 51% 20 years ago. And the COP30 climate talks in Brazil have reached a deal after discussions ran over. World leaders have agreed steps to speed up climate action, but left out any mention of fossil fuels from the final text. Headlines from the world of sport now. Here's Colin Beasley from the Sky Sports Centre in London.
Manchester City remain 4 points adrift of Premier League leaders Arsenal after losing 2-1 to Newcastle, but Chelsea climbed to second and narrowed the gap to 3 points with a 2-0 win at Burnley. Liverpool boss Arne Slot says he'll take the blame for a 6th top-flight defeat in 7 matches after his side went down 3-0 to Nottingham Forest at Anfield.
I can never come up with enough excuses for us to perform to have the results we have. That is far from good enough, and I'm responsible for that.
Rob Edwards' first game in charge of strugglers Wolves ended in a 2-0 home defeat to Crystal Palace. Arsenal can move 6 points clear at the top by claiming bragging rights in this afternoon's North London derby with Tottenham Hotspur. Celtic have cut Hearts' advantage at the top of the Scottish Premiership to 4 points with a 1-0 win at St Mirren. The leaders can re-establish their dominance as they host Aberdeen this afternoon. Hibs remain third thanks to their 2-0 triumph over Dundee, level on points with Rangers, who got a 2-1 victory over bottom side Livingston. England go into their final Autumn Rugby Union International against Argentina at Twickenham, looking for a 12th consecutive Test win this afternoon. Scotland face Tonga with speculation over the future of head coach Gregor Townsend. Wales will prepare for next weekend's clash with South Africa on the back of a 52-26 defeat to New Zealand. Ireland's campaign ended with a first home defeat to South Africa since 2012. They lost 24-13 in a fiery encounter in Dublin, and Spain go for a 7th Davis Cup tennis title when they take on back-to-back defending champions Italy in today's final in Bologna. Spain's duo Marcel Granollers and Pedro Martinez claimed victory in their last 4 tie with Germany after it went down to the deciding doubles match.
Thank you, Colin.
Shock News Update.
Let's take a look at today's papers then. The Telegraph leads on Donald Trump saying his proposed plan for peace in Ukraine isn't necessarily his final offer. The Mirror says the Chancellor's pledging to get a grip on the cost of living in Wednesday's budget. The Times claims Rachel Reeves is planning to scrap the 2-child benefit cap. The Sun is reporting that Sir Keir Starmer has suggested Andrew Mountbatten Windsor should give evidence to US politicians about his friendship with the late paedophile Jeffrey Epstein. The People and the Mail are also leading on that story as pressure grows on the former prince to testify in Congress. The Express is saying that British defence chiefs are worried about prospects of RAF pilots being allowed to use weight loss drugs such as Ozempic. The Observer carries an in-depth interview with the Green Party's leader Zach Polanski, outlining why he'd leave NATO and tax the rich. And The Star has a special investigation into shoplifting, with the number of people being jailed at its highest level for years.
Shop weather.
And finally today, the saplings taken from the illegally felled tree at Sycamore Gap have been planted. 2 men were jailed for 4 years for cutting down the tree 2 years ago. It had stood for more than a century in a dip near Hadrian's Wall. The first sapling was planted at a site in Coventry. Amber Marrick-Potter is from the National Trust.
This one is particularly important, centre of the country, first tree to be planted, and this one is all about the future generations and their connection to nature. And millions of people will go past it every day because it's right next to the N6.
Shock weather.
An unsettled day to come with showers and spells of rain which will turn heavy and persistent at times. Temperatures around the seasonal average, but feeling chilly under the cloudy skies. Maximum temperatures of 8 degrees today. That's it for now. Your next bulletin on Shock Radio will be at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Alex Guy is next after this.
Online, on the TuneIn app,
And on your smart speaker.
Shock Radio.